What's going on, guys? It's Cliffy here. We're back with another Kolkata Knight Riders career mode. Today we start our second half of the season. We've played all 7 teams, we have beaten all 7 teams, and we are taking on the bottom place Bangalore Royal Challengers, or Royal Challengers Bangalore, whichever you want to call them. And we will be looking to continue our unbeaten record to go 8-0, which is absolutely crazy, you know, to think of how even and how anyone can beat anyone in the IPL. To go 8-0 is absolutely crazy. So fingers crossed we can get it done. If you think we can, make sure you drop a like on this video. You can comment down below at this stage, at the start of the innings, how we are going to go. And that would be really cool. Subscribe if you're new, because that's what we want to do. We want to keep expanding that fan base of ours that we have. And I'm going to bowl this guy another over. He's only gone for 6. And it was probably an over too many, because the amount of runs he went for in the first 2 overs he went for in just that single ball there. So, not the greatest of plans there by me, but in saying that, we are normally a batting first team. We won the toss today and actually chose to bowl first, just to mix things up. I want to go and try and contain a team, see if our bowling is as good when we're bowling first as when we are bowling second, because we all know how good it has been when we've been bowling second. We've been really struggling lately to get the runs on the board with the bat, and we have been excelling greatly with the ball. So fingers crossed we can do that here again today. And again, it's going to come down to the spinners. I feel like I say this almost every episode. It is going to come down big time to what the spinners can do, what they can get done, how economical they can be, and what wickets they can pick up. And it hasn't started well for Narayan, because he has been taken for 17. I cannot remember the last time Narayan had been taken for that many runs in an over, let alone a spell. The guy is an absolute magician when it comes to T20 bowling and one-day bowling. And speaking of magicians, Shakib Al Hassan, who played Thursday night against India, I actually can't remember seeing him on the team sheet, but he must have played. He's like, you can't leave him out of the side, you know. He's one of those guys that just cannot be dropped. He's the Virat Kohli, he's the Kane Williamson, he's the captain without being the captain of Bangladesh, pretty much, you know. He's the #1 all-rounder. I think possibly at one stage he was #1 all-rounder in all 3 formats. So that does take something to be able to adapt your game, you know, like he has done. And he is very, very valued, not only by the Bangladesh national team, but he is valued by a lot of the T20 franchises that he goes and plays for, just because he is so good. And Narayan probably not going to bowl anymore today. I'm going to try and get 2 overs out of Yusuf Pathan, and hopefully that is not too much of an issue, because, you know, being the part-timer, he just bowls the odd little bit here and there, and he could potentially leak runs. Saying that though, all our guys have leaked runs today. The openers were very good, and that is going to help. Shakib Al Hassan, the Bangladesh magician, has gone and picked himself up a 2nd wicket, and a big one of Virat Kohli as well. Bangladesh fans will be saying, why could he not do that last night against Virat and the Indians? I think sorry, not last night, on Thursday night. I think Virat made 96, and Rohit Sharma made 100. So they chased down, I think they were only chasing about 240, 250, and they chased it down with very relative ease at the end. I think there was about 5+ overs left and still 9 wickets left in the bag. And looking at that Indian batting lineup, 9 wickets left in the bag, there is still so much firepower left in that side. Speaking of firepower, our Bangladeshi magician Shakib Al Hassan getting it done today. He's picked up his 3rd wicket, and it would be nice if we could pick up AB de Villiers here just before things finish off. But Yusuf's been good. Potentially I've used him in over too many, I think, here now. But fingers crossed we can get a good over out of him. It does mean we will require one less out of Morne Morkel, because he also has been expensive today. Just bowled the 1 over, but he has gone for 11 runs. And what an over this is from Pathan so far. Finally tosses one up. It's a full toss. It has actually gone for 6. But up until that stage, 4 balls and just the 1 run, and he has finished off his spell. Gonna bring back Morne Morkel now. We're gonna have to get probably another 2 overs out of him, and then some overs out of the quicks as well. But Morkel coming back. This is what he did last time. He normally just bowls the 1 over for me, and then comes back and just seems to absolutely pump it up another notch and just get wickets. I don't know how he does it, but I'm not complaining. And I mean, the bowlers have done a decent job today. De Villiers surprisingly coming in at #3, and he did come in very early on in the innings. has only faced the 25 ball, so that is a concern for RCB, obviously being such a big and major player in this side. You know, to only do that is a bit concerning, and there's Yadav with his second of the innings. He has been so good this season, Yumish Yadav, both with the new ball and with the older ball. So economical and so good. And we have really pulled this back, it must be said. So again, great work by the KKR bowlers. Little slip up there from Morkel to finish things off. And, excuse me, Bangalore are going to finish 152 for 6 with De Villiers 45 not out. And that does mean this is going to be probably one of the bigger chases that we have chased in, well, sorry, no, we have been sitting around the 150 mark. So this is about par for what we have been doing. It's going to be interesting to see how the mentality of the batsman changes when we are chasing a total rather than seeing a total. And things seem to be looking good so far, especially for Gambia. He is off with a hiss and a roar and picking us up runs left, right and centre. He has found the outside edge there. And hopefully Chris Lynn can grab us some too, because things haven't been looking good for Chris Lynn as of late. He has been struggling for form. He's one of those guys, though, that it is very hard to drop him, because we all know what he can do. We've all seen him in action in the IPL. We've seen him in action in the Big Bash. We've even seen him in action for the Australian national team. And he can just get the job done. He can flip the switch from 1 to 10 in an absolute blink of an eye. You know, basically, the same time it takes you to flick a switch, that is when... I'm just trying to think what that is, but I think it's someone talking. But yeah, basically, the time it takes you to flick a switch is the time it takes for Chris Lynn to go from 1 to 100 just like that. So, he's a guy that I have to keep in. Possibly could move him down the order, and you know, people at the start of the series did suggest doing what KKR did this season and opening with Narayan while he was out. It's something that I could possibly look at doing. However, I do like the way that our side is laid out at the moment, especially with Gambia at the top. It does give us that right-left hand combination, and you know, we can move things around. Shakib Al Hassan batting down at number 7, there's no reason why he couldn't come up and bat inside the top 4. You know, again, he's done it for Bangladesh. He's done it for his T20 franchises around the world. So there's no reason why he can't do that. Just to keep that left-right combination going. And we're going to have to get we are going to have to go from 1 to 100 here pretty quick, it must be said, because the spinners have really put the brakes on KKR here. And Gambia, you are the main man. You're 39 off 33, which is a little bit slow compared to normal. However, there is still a lot of batting left to go. The required run rate is not out of hand, especially with 8 wickets left in hand. And we've got some good players to come. Obviously, Yadav has been very good for us lately. Yusuf Pathan, we know how dangerous he can be. Shakib, Narayan. I don't know if Morne Morkel, I don't think he can bat that well. Like, I can never remember Morne Morkel playing that good of an innings, you know. He obviously is handy. This over is definitely helping us big time. Shane Watson is just getting absolutely pumped. He's gone for 23, and that is huge in the context of the game. That has really raced things down and really helped with the run rate. Manish Pandey, you're a freak, mate. You have just taken apart Shane Watson, and I was going to say you do get a free hit, but we have only gone for a single. But now all of a sudden, after that big over, that one big over, essentially what it does is it means that we only need a boundary. We just need one boundary and over, and we're basically in with what we need. So that is perfect. Bloody perfect. I mean, 6.2. Look at that. That is exactly what we want. That means all we need now is that boundary early in the over. And then we just need to nudge it around. Take the singles. And it definitely does help. I think Pandey possibly gone and picked himself up 50 off just 26 deliveries and has outgunned Gambia by an absolute country mile. Gambia has really just played the rock in this innings. I think he has gone and picked himself up 50 now. And is now out. So 55 off 44, a very well played innings from him. And just the 2 runs needed now with Yadav coming in. So 2 of the younger players for KKR gonna finish it off. Yadav just faces a single ball, doesn't score. Manish Pandey, 55 off 28 deliveries with 10 fours and 1 6. And he smashes it. KKR stay unbeaten. They go 8-0 to start the season. Bangalore stay rooted at the bottom of the table, and KKR, things are looking good for them with only 6 games left to go in this edition of the IPL. But anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap things up here. As I said at the start of the video, if you did enjoy it, drop a like, subscribe if you're new. I said that in the last video. Social media links are down below in the description as well. Until next time, ka kite anō. See you soon.